Hello and welcome to Nikolay's by Statistics lessons, and here's the problem of the day. If random sample of 1000 discharges were taken from the California all discharge database and a histogram were made of patient length of stay for the sample, which of the following is most likely true? And here's the variants to choose from. And variant A. The histogram will look approximately like normal distribution because the sample size is large and the central limit theorem applies. Because in the variant B there is also reference to central limit theorem, so let me read it also. The histogram will look approximately like normal distribution because the number of samples is large and the central limit theorem applies. Central limit theorem tells us that we should get a normal distribution that looks like this. So what is the central limit theorem? It is central fundamental principle in statistics that states that the distribution of sample means will tend to be normally distributed regardless of the shape of the population distribution, as long as the sample size is sufficiently large. But central limit theorem does not apply to a single observation or very small sample from the population. Rather, it pertains to the distribution of sample means over many samples, particularly as the sample size becomes large. And in our problem, our size of the sample is large, but it is only one single sample. So, central limit theorem, which mentioned in variant A and B of the answers, is not applicable to this situation. So now we have to choose between variant C, D, and E. Variant C, the histogram will appear to be right-skewed. Variant D, the histogram will appear to be left-skewed. And variant E, the histogram will look like uniform distribution. Or in other words, something like this. And the correct answer is going to be answer C. The histogram will appear to be right-skewed, exactly what we see here. Our sample, because it is large enough, is going to repeat the same picture. So it's not going to look like this, nor like this. One more time, to clarify, the central limit theorem states that if you take sufficiently large random samples from the population with a replacement and calculate the mean of each sample, the distribution of the sample means will approximate a normal distribution regardless of the shape of the population distribution. This approximation improves as the sample size increases. But when we considering a single sample or single data point, the central limit theorem does not apply. The theorem is about the behavior of averages of samples as the number of samples increases, and specifically it is about the distribution of these averages, not about the distribution of individual data points or single sample. And this is all for today. Subscribe and see you in the next video. Goodbye.